Welcome back to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton, Big E. Pleased to be joined by SYP creator Scotty K. Scotty, what's going on?
You know, man, just living life. It's very good to be back. I am thrilled with how excited you were for that intro. This podcast could be really interesting, but we'll get into it and we'll find out. Should be okay.
I haven't potted for like 2 weeks because I've been busy. I'm exhausted. I just want this semester over with. I'm just done with it. I don't know what day this is. Who cares? My goal here is we're currently recording this 9:13 on Monday. And I promised Scott I'd be done by the end of the hour. So this should be like a 45-minute pod, give or take.
Yep.
Scott, what's new with you? What is new in Scott Konkin's world?
What is new with me? Wow. Well, last time I saw you in person was for Super Bowl weekend, and since that weekend, life has been pretty crazy in a lot of ways, but like good. Been to a Ducks game where they pummeled the Canucks 7-4, and I was there to see all 7 Ducks goals.
Well, and the best part about that too is that I went to the game afterwards featuring the Seattle Kraken, and the Kraken stunk. That was not a game to go as a Kraken fan.
As a Kraken fan, there you
go. So you did the right thing of going to the Ducks game as a Ducks fan in Vancouver. Smart move.
I'm trying. So that was really good. That's probably the highlight of my reading break. And then had some work, had some practicum.
I totally forgot you guys had reading break because I saw like on social like all these people like posting like photos and stories of like I'm in Mexico, or like I'm in Alberta, or I'm in like I'm on the island. It's like none of you are in any of those places regularly. Why are you guys all going now? And it's like
it's reading break. Yeah, there you go.
I don't have reading break. Some of us are less fortunate, but there you go.
No, for sure. Oh man.
So
and, just been busy here in Kelowna with school, and Saturday selections is busy. It's popping off.
It is.
It took me till Monday to count votes. I just finished counting them like an hour ago. So,
well, good for you. All those people who voted for the T-Birds actually got it right on Saturday, which actually is like a freezing cold takes for Big E.
Yeah, they're dead to you, but they're right. So like,
would you rather that's a great SYP poll question. Would you rather be dead to Ian or right?
I think we should post that right now. That'd be funny.
I think that would be hilarious.
That would be funny. What's new with you, guy?
Oh God, I was in the States this weekend. I work for the Everett Silvertips, in case I haven't mentioned it.
Not at all. That's news.
I got a sick photo next to your boy Olin Zellweger over the weekend. I sent you that.
I think we should post that on your birthday. Or if you and Olin Zellweger have similar birthdays, put it like in the day, in like a close day in the middle, like happy middle birthday to these two gems. I don't know. Something like that. That'd be fun.
Olin Zellweger's birthday is September, I believe.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
So
is it later? Is it later in September, or is it
September 10th, 2003?
Okay, cool.
Not quite close to November. Everett lost both games this weekend. Not great. Less than ideal, some would say. But I think that's more on how good the Portland Winterhawks and Seattle Thunderbirds are. Those teams are pretty good.
Those are Everett, Portland, Seattle are 3 of the better teams in the WHL. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so. I'd say so.
Yeah.
So you can't win them all.
Can't win them all. Nope. Can't win them all.
Can't win them all. Did my online class Saturday. Oh, you'll love this. This is a great thing.
Bring it.
I made a scrapbook.
You can do art? What the fuck? Wow. Okay. Are you gonna flip through it for me? Are you gonna flip through it? Okay. So viewers, newsflash, Ian can actually do art. This is quite some wow.
we have had a breakthrough on the SYP podcast.
This is breaking news. Get the subtitles going. Like news flash. Ian can do art. This is wow, not bad.
So for context, this is my outdoor sports, a scrapbook created by Ian McNaughton. Scrapbook that I made for my photography class. And it's not good. Actually, that's a lie. For myself, who hasn't done anything artistic since like grade
since
5.
Since ever.
Since ever.
There you go. Thank you.
It's actually not like, it's actually for like myself. Like, so I took these photos, like I took all these myself, and then had to draw these outlines.
Okay, interesting.
Did all the writing in black marker because I thought that was the best with this green. And if you'll notice, this is like a light green and this is a dark green because I actually ran out of dark green paper. Haven't got graded for that yet, but that was a scrapbook I made in my photography class. And
there you go.
I also went to the art gallery last week for my photography class.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the Vancouver Art Gallery. I'm becoming cultured.
Ian is becoming cultured. I like it. That's good.
My one, you say that so like, you know, cautiously, like, yeah, that's good that Ian's becoming cultured. The one disappointing thing about my trip downtown was that I went to the Robertson ice skating rink. I went to the rink that's on Robertson.
Okay.
Like you.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. By the UBC in Robertson. Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah. And so I wanted to go check it out because it was like empty and it looked like someone just like, you know, put some water down. Like it looked like a Zamboni had just been on it recently.
Right.
And little did I know, I went downtown on March 1st. The last day for public skating on the Robson Square ice rink was February 28th.
That's funny.
So like Big E wanted to like buy some rentals and just have a little skate, you know, on Robson ice rink. And they're like, no.
You can do it. Wow. Huh. There you go.
So
who knew?
Kind of taking L's like this past week. I think I am like, couldn't go. I mean, the art gallery was pretty cool. I've never been before to the art gallery, believe it or not. The Robson ice rink, you couldn't get in there. Silvertips lost.
Sounds like a lot of L's.
A lot of L's. You know, it's more character building, I think is what it is.
I like that. I like your positive spin on it. I think that's important. You got to have that for sure.
It's building courage. It's testing my strength.
Absolutely.
As someone who's a man of faith like myself, it's God testing my strength. Go Irish, by the way. It's March Madness coming up. Go Irish. Did you want to do some hockey talk?
Let's do. Hey, this is why I'm here. I'm the hockey expert on this podcast. So let's get it.
All right. We're gonna go through each division probably relatively quickly because we don't have a lot of time. Which division do you want to start with? I have notes for every one of them.
Let's start at Atlantic and work our way west.
Okay. So here's my hot take about the Atlantic division.
Bring it.
The Maple Leafs are not built for the postseason, and they won't win a game, or they won't win a series with this core in the postseason.
Yep. Okay.
I have seen too much of the Maple Leafs recently, and they're not a playoff team. They don't have any sandpaper. They don't have any grit outside of Wayne Train.
Well, they're making the playoffs, but they're not built.
They're not going to win a series.
Okay.
They're not going to win a series. And even with this core, like I really question the Matthews, Marner, Morgan Riley core, the JT core to go win a series.
Okay.
And I could be completely wrong. They could beat Tampa or Florida this year. They might beat somebody next year. But this team, I don't like their chances in the postseason. I'm really skeptical that these guys are the guys that are going to get a series victory in Toronto. Just getting to the second round, I'm really skeptical with these guys.
So let's just, again, to this point, let's just say Toronto's they're the third place team in the Atlantic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get one of Tampa or Florida. There's no chance they beat either of those teams. One of or either. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they play. Those two Florida teams are way too good, and they're just so much better built.
Here's the one thing that's like keeping me like that I'm questioning. It's because last year we were so off with the Canadian division.
Oh, yeah.
And true. I don't know if that's something to keep in mind this year, or if that's just a one-off weird thing with the Canadians and who they were as a team.
Right.
But we were so wrong last year.
We were pretty off. We had Edmonton, Toronto in the second round, and look what happened.
And it didn't happen.
No.
So that's my deal with the Maple Leafs. I think the goaltending is fine. Like Campbell or Mrazek will figure it out.
They haven't been very good at all recently.
They haven't. But I think they'll figure it out. I think goaltending, you have these swings. Like goaltending is probably, if not the most inconsistent position in hockey. And I'm willing to bet on Campbell, at least Campbell, maybe not getting to like a 930 save percentage, but he's like posting like an 875 recently. Like I think he's better.
Yeah, 875.
So if he gets back to like a 910, 915 save percentage regularly, I'm okay with that. And even if they don't come back, like let's say the goaltending is shit for the rest of the year, great.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to re-sign Campbell then. You can go find another goalie. You can trade Mrazek.
I think the Dubas and co really believe in Jack Campbell though, which is, I mean, he up until a couple weeks ago, he was really good. He was almost Vezina like caliber level type of Jack Campbell, but it just hasn't been that for the last bit. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen in the next 6 weeks until the regular season ends. And either way, though, doesn't matter what Campbell does. Florida's got better goaltending. Tampa's for sure has better goaltending. So I just don't think. And again, the teams themselves. Don't get me wrong. Matthews is an elite hockey player.
I love watching Austin Matthews. He's incredible to watch. I just wish those guys would not take shit from anybody.
Yeah.
I wish those guys would stand up for themselves more.
Agreed.
And they don't. Like I just like that's what I can't stand about those guys is that they're JT is willing to take a hit from Tom Wilson. And I get that Tom Wilson's a bigger guy, but somebody's got to stand up for your captain. And I don't care that it's Tom Wilson. Somebody's got to stand up for him.
Like it blows my mind that 5'11" Nikita Kucherov and 5'9" Braden Point are more likely to get in the corners and rough it up than 6'2", 6'3" Austin Matthews and 6'2" John Tavares, for example. Again, different teams, different cultures, sure, different players. But again, that just goes to show you that, the Maple Leafs maybe needs the wrong word, but I think they should really inquire, especially coming up to the trade deadline, a forward that can bring kind of a bit of bite. Because Simmons doesn't play enough. Let's be real. He doesn't play enough. He's a great player and he's a great physical asset on that team, but he would need to play more. Play up with Matthews, play with Marner and Tavares, play with insert
player here.
Yeah, exactly. So
that goes back to my trade proposal I made with SYP Creator Rab about they have Kyle Clifford, trade him and a pick for Eric Branson.
Yeah, but again, I don't think the Flames are going to give up Branson.
I don't think they are either because the Flames are really good. But it's like, and here's the thing, I know Eric Branson takes a lot of flack for who he is as an NHL player, but like that dude won't take shit from anybody.
No, he's hard to beat physically in the corners.
Yes, like you're gonna. Yes, yeah. That's my thought on the Leafs. I like watching Marner. I like watching Matthews. I just don't think they're gonna win a series.
Yeah, that's fair. And to be honest, this Atlantic Division, I'm sorry about your Wings, but the playoff teams are set. The 4 playoff teams.
The whole East is pretty much set.
More or less, yeah. There might be a bit of movement in the Metro, but like not much, if any. The East is pretty boring, to be honest. It'll just be a matter of who's going to play who in the playoffs.
To which I also have written down here, I just want a Tampa Bay, Florida rematch with a healthy Ekblad.
Yeah, don't we all?
That and I don't care which round. I just want that. The Boston Bruins are getting hot at the right time.
Yeah,
They
they just managed to keep. I had them missing the playoffs this year. They just somehow managed to stay in it. I don't know how they do it, but props to them.
they might make a couple additions. I don't know what they really need, if anything. Their roster is like probably a second line center, I guess, somebody behind Bergeron.
The
But I
Bruins,
mean,
yeah.
But I mean, like
Charlie Coyle is an okay second line center. He's fine.
He's fine. Like that's but like.
Well, I mean, Eric Hall is playing there right now between Hall and Pastrnak, which is interesting, but it's working.
Well, the other thing is like, do the Bruins want to pay the price for a second line center? Do they think this team's going to go on a run here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth sacrificing. Again, I don't think they're going to win the cup. I don't think they have a chance against the other. And again, the Leafs are better than the Bruins at this point in time.
But if the Leafs played the Bruins, I would take the Bruins to win in a series.
Okay, fair enough.
But that'll be interesting. It'll be also interesting if we get like a Boston Carolina rematch. Like they've had some pretty good playoff series in the past. It'd be fun to see.
That'd be a heck of a third round series. I don't think it'll get to that, but yeah, we'll see.
Which team? Question. Putting you on the spot right now.
Bring it.
Which team would be the most desirable GM job for you in the next 3 to 5 years between the Sens, the Sabres, and the Habs?
Ooh.
Because I had to think about this for quite a bit, because
up one.
Montreal.
I might have to be honest. I might have to say Buffalo. To be honest, I actually might, because the Senators, as you know, their ownership sucks. To be honest, I wouldn't want to work for Eugene Melnyk. That's just me. Montreal would be okay. Nick Suzuki's very good. Caulfield's underperformed, but he's still okay. I don't know. I just don't like how they've done it there. For whatever reason, Suzuki's just. They need another 1C. He's not.
I was going to ask you if you think
he's a star 1 center, but he's not a superstar 1C, which kind of concerns me. And you look at every team that's won a cup, they're good down the middle, and they have at least a star, or like have 2 high quality centers or 1 superstar center with another very good center behind them.
Yeah, I really had to think about this, because these are the 3 teams at the bottom of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
And
yeah, sure, by a lot.
Ottawa stinks.
Do they ever? Well,
Buffalo,
so does Montreal, but
okay, all these teams stink. They're all bad. Ottawa should be better than where they are.
Agreed. I agree with that.
Buffalo is like, I guess, where we thought they would be.
Well, they're just coming out of the Jack Eichel thing, so they've like kind of had to like rebuild again because of that. But I will say, Alex Tuch does like playing in Buffalo, which you don't hear very often. I read an article about him. He actually seems to enjoy being in Buffalo.
He's from Syracuse, I believe. So like,
I know,
close to home.
It helps, but still.
Montreal
sucks.
I like Suzuki. I like Caulfield. I don't know about the Carey Price thing. That's a really sticky situation.
Very tough, and I think Weber's pretty much done.
Weber's done.
At this point,
You could almost make the case with Ottawa that they're still like 2 or 3 years, I think, away from actually being like a legitimate playoff team.
A legit playoff team, yeah. Couldn't agree more, actually, to be honest. I don't think they have enough veterans to kind of help these young guys out. Brady Tkachuk's, a great leader, but he's not a veteran yet. He's still kind of getting to know the game and getting with it.
And like with Brady Tkachuk, like, I like the Tkachuk brothers. You know me. I have a Tkachuk brother jersey. I like how they play. It's just I'm still concerned about him being like the guy.
I agree. No, I agree. He's a great complimentary piece. He'll probably be, a really good first line winger with a Norris and Batherson when they get better, or that'll be like an elite second line with Stützle and Shane Wright on the first line.
Ooh.
For example. Hot take, by the way. But we'll see. But yeah, picture that, Shane Wright playing in Ottawa, just up the
Did-
road from Kingston.
Does he pull like an Eric Lindros? It's like, no, I'm not playing for the Senators. I'd almost think about it if I was Shane Wright, being like, nah.
If there's any team to do that for, I would do that for Buffalo, but that's just me.
I think you could do. Here's the thing. I think you could do that for
Arizona,
Ottawa.
actually. Arizona will be first.
No, I think you. No, I think I wouldn't. I would consider playing for Arizona because I get to live in Arizona where it's like nice. But everything else of it, we'll talk about Arizona later on. I want to talk about Arizona.
Okay. That's okay.
The correct answer: none of these teams are the most desirable GM job. That's the correct answer.
That's correct answer. You're right.
Let's do a little Metro talk. I think the thing about the Metro is that you're good if you have a good goalie, and you're probably not if you like. You're probably not that good if you have a bad goalie outside of like the Flyers and the Islanders who actually have like two good goaltenders this year.
We think good goalies, but yeah.
Here's the thing. Carter Hart's numbers, I think, are fine. I think the rest of the team stinks.
Oh, that team's terrible. Yeah.
The Islanders, I think, have had good goaltending.
Just very, yeah. Again, you look at their goals against is one of the lowest in the league.
So with that being said, Freddie Anderson has like a .928 save percentage. I think getting him,
to be honest, he might.
Pardon?
He might win the Vezina.
Well, you see, unfortunately, the problem for him is that there's this other guy named Igor Shesterkin who's in his division.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
He got a .942 save percentage with the Rangers this year. Some are saying is the Hart Trophy candidate.
I believe it. Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that. Actually,
we can have that conversation, but I think it's. I think you can give it to Matthews or Shesterkin.
That's if the Leafs get to the playoffs.
If the Leafs, the Leafs will get to the playoffs. What Matthews is doing is great. I think you could also make an argument for McDavid or Draisaitl. Because of the fact that they got worse this year. The Oilers got worse in the offseason.
Yeah.
And McDavid and Draisaitl are still doing really good.
True. It's a good point. It is a bit of a log jam in the West, but we'll get to that. Tristan Jarry is having a bounce back season. Hopefully that carries into the playoffs for his big ones. I will say it's pretty scary when you've got three high quality centers, and Evan Rodriguez is included in that list. He's been very good this year.
Nobody knows where the hell Evan Rodriguez came from. It's just like, yeah, sure.
He's still pretty good.
This guy is legit.
Yep.
And then on the flip side, the Capitals are struggling in net, and that's why the Capitals are probably going to just clinch a wild card because they don't have.
But again, here's the thing with the Capitals is that the Russian machine never breaks. That's the Ovechkin Russian machine that never breaks, and he's elite. He's what 36 now, and he's still scoring like he's 25. It's a joke, to be honest. The fact he's still doing it is ridiculous, but. You'd love to see it.
We won't get into the Ukraine Putin thing. I will say though, there was so in Everett the community rink is next to the main rink.
Yes, of course.
So when I had some free time on Saturday in Everett, I went to go watch a bit of the public skate going on at the community rink. Some guy had a Tretiak, a Vladislav Tretiak CCCP old Soviet Union jersey on, which I thought cool jersey, maybe a bit of a political jersey foul considering all the things that's going on in the Ukraine right now.
Yeah, I would say that's a bit of a party foul. Like you nailed it, dope jersey, but like
bit of
can't do it.
Bad timing right now for that.
We to get this guy Nick Andropov jersey, or is he Ukrainian?
I think so.
I think
he's like
Nick. I'm pretty sure he's Ukrainian. He's Ukraine or Kazakhstan,
I think it's Kazakhstan.
I think maybe you're right. It is. I think it is Kazakhstan for Andropov. It is.
Alexei Ponikarovsky, I believe, is the one Ukrainian. Am I right there? I don't. These guys aren't in my Gordle.
Very
So,
good. Oh, also, you're gonna get a laugh out of this one. So Ponikarovsky's the latest or the most recent player. The next most recent, Ruslan Fedotenko.
oh hell yeah. That brings back some great grade 10
Grade 10 playing.
planning vibes.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Let's go to the Central. It's the Colorado Avalanche and everybody else in that division.
Yep.
That's
all right.
Do the Avs need to add at the trade deadline?
Yeah, so they can really stomp on everyone's foot and win the cup. And the fact is that the scary part about the Avalanche, they have cap space. They're this good and they have cap space, which is
so if you're the Avs, who do you add?
Claude Giroux or JT Miller. Pick your weapon of choice.
So I heard today, I've been hearing some Bowen Byram rumors.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, that's wow.
And
Bowen Byram to the Canucks. That's
that's just it. It's like Miller for Byram. It is like some form of that deal is what's being talked about. And
go straight up. Yeah, go 1 for 1. I would.
No, if I'm the Avs, I'm keeping Bowen Byram.
Yeah. But again, that's the thing with the Avalanche is that they're so good. They already have Makar and Girard. Girard's not even 26 yet, if I'm correct on that.
Makar's 26 now.
26 now. Okay. Makar's 23. Timmins is like 22 maybe. Like
Byram's still a baby face.
You almost don't need I shouldn't say you don't need Byram, but you almost like you know what I'm saying? It's like the whole Nashville situation. Like you had Seth Jones playing as your fourth D pair when he's actually a 1. And he's not, maybe not anymore, but my point is like he was playing severely undervalued minutes when he's behind Weber and Yossi and Ellis and Ekholm, for example.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, do you want your luxury on offense or do you want your luxury on defense?
The Avalanche have it everywhere. They need another. If they can get another scoring forward to like even more shore up their secondary scoring, dude, I don't know how you beat this team, to be honest.
So, do we think they need to get another goalie?
Not if you're that good. I mean,
you're willing to roll with Darcy Kemper?
Yeah.
Pavel Francouz throughout the postseason?
I think you have to. I mean, like, what do you have to give up to get like who's really on the market? Who's going to be a better alternative than Darcy Kemper?
Marc-Andre Fleury is like the go-to for people right now.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's worth it. To be honest, I don't think it's worth it. I think you just keep Kemper and roll them.
All right.
Again, look at Crawford. Kemper's a good goalie. Kemper got Olympic consideration, right? So he's shown that he can be good.
Well, you know who got Olympic? You know who got some Olympic consideration? And maybe is struggling a bit. Jordan Binnington.
Yeah.
And the St. Louis Blues. The Blues are still the Blues. Like we did a segment on them not that long ago, like a month ago, I feel like, and we chatted about them, and they're still the Blues. They're still really tough to play.
I love their team structure and some of their guys they got on their team, like Parayko, Kyrou, Krug even, O'Reilly and Shen are still an elite, like 1 and 2 down the middle. And Tarasenko's been good this year too, which has been helpful. He's had a good bounce back year, and that's why they're in second place right now.
And the surgence of Ville Husso.
True.
So that the Blues finally have the number 1 goalie that they've been looking for.
They have lost the last 3, but again,
I'm not worried about them as much as I'm worried about the Minnesota Wild in the Central. They've been
very bad recently. That's true.
2-8 in their last 10. They're falling off. I don't know what major moves they make. I don't know if they go for the Claude Giroux, Hail Mary trade deadline acquisition.
I could see them getting Miller more than I see them getting Giroux, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like you might if you're the Wild, you might have to give up Rossi or Boldy going the other way. You might.
And you see, that's the problem, is like, because next year, like they got a real cap crunch because they did the buyouts in the summer with Suter and Parise.
That's right. Yeah.
So they got the cap crunch next season. That's where I think they'll be using Rossi and Boldy to make up for that cap crunch. So I don't know. I mean, again, it's the Minnesota Wild. They're probably not going to go on a deep playoff run here, but they are going to face the Blues in the first round. I think they'd probably lose the Blues in 6 or 7 games.
Yep, I see it. Very intriguing Central Division, and it's going to be, again, a bit of a dogfight between the Stars and the Predators.
I like the Preds more than the Stars.
So do I. I agree with that too. And again, especially with the play of UC Soros.
Soros, obviously the Nashville defense. It's a Nashville defense. I mean, we do have to give some credit to Jason Robertson, who had a double Hattie week.
Yeah. He was first start of the week. He had 7 goals in 3 games. That's absurd, to be honest.
I think that's good.
It's okay.
It's not bad. If you won in fantasy this week because of Jason Robertson, congratulations.
Go buy a lotto ticket because you're lucky.
Exactly. We do have to talk about Winnipeg a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Because every time I type the letter K into the Google search, it takes me to Kyle Connor's hockey reference page so I can see what his projected goals are for the rest of this season. He's currently, as we record this, at 49 goals is what he's projected at getting this year.
Yep, and he's going to get 49 and no more.
In case you don't know, Scott and I had a bet at the beginning of the season, $10 that Kyle Connor would get 50 goals. I said yes. He said no. So,
no, you forget to mention the other part of that. There's another part of that bet.
Well, if he won Olympic gold?
Yeah, that was the other part of the bet.
Well, I thought you said that wasn't part of the bet.
No, that was fully part of the bet.
Okay, because I thought we were at that point where that was happening, but then also it wasn't at another point. Not the point. The Jets are probably heading towards a rebuild here. I feel like they'll be trading off, maybe not this deadline, but in the offseason, they'll probably be trading Scheifele, Wheeler.
Wow, that's a hot take. I think Wheeler goes way before Scheifele does. I think Scheifele's the centerpiece of that team, to be honest.
Wheeler?
It's going to be hard to trade him. If I'm Winnipeg, I wouldn't move him at all. But
I just think they're probably going to be moving guys this offseason. I think they're probably going to change it up and go in a different direction. That's kind of how I feel about the Jets. And then Arizona, I wanted to say, I think Arizona is actually like creating something on the ice. Like I think they're building something like baby steps, but it's coming together for Arizona. It's not going to show this year. It's probably not going to show next year, but I think they are building something within a team, within the culture of like, we can be good. We can, be competitive. Nick Schmaltz had 7 points this weekend. Fucking really good.
I will say about the Coyotes, I'm very skeptical about their playing in ASU's arena, 5,000 seat arena. That's very questionable.
I agree. They do have off-ice issues. However, I think if you make those tickets cheap enough and you just recruit the hell out of college kids to come to your hockey game and you just create a college environment, I think that's how you build a fan base and that's how you build, an interest in hockey in Arizona. Like for 4 years, if you're just playing at a college rink and you're inviting a whole bunch of college kids out, that's how you that's how you make the Coyotes stay in Phoenix like 10 years down the road.
Fair enough. That's fair.
That's my hot take on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Less than ideal, but it's doable.
Less than ideal than doable. Yeah. Pacific.
But that's probably the title of my memoirs, I think, is, less than ideal, but doable.
Oh boy. Anyways.
The Pacific.
Holy, this is quite the division.
Question.
Answer.
Flames to win the division or the rest of the field?
I think the Flames are too good at this point. I think they're gonna win it.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
They're
Pains me to say it, but
did they win tonight? I'm guessing they won tonight
they
against.
did win tonight. It was 3-1 when I last checked. I think that was the final score too.
I think they're built to like. I might just say it's a Calgary St. Louis Western Conference Final because I think both of those teams are just meant to like go like do well in the postseason.
I like that actually, but not Colorado.
Calgary St. Louis. I'm like I here's the thing.
Call that right now.
I don't know if I'm going to call that right now, but those Calgary especially is like a team that like we were talking earlier about Toronto and how like I wish Toronto would stand up for themselves more. The Flames do not give a shit about you. The Flames will fuck you up.
They will fuck.
They will hunt you down, and you will feel pain playing the Calgary Flames, which I think sets them up well for a postseason run.
I agree. The issue the Flames are going to run into is can they match the speed of the Knights, and it's going to be very interesting because, again, the Golden Knights are, yes, third place right now, but they're fucking stacked too.
So I just want to say with Calgary, best top line in hockey right now.
Like actively, it's close, but I don't know. That Avalanche first line is pretty good.
I would also say the Toronto first line with Bunting, Matthews, and Marner is also really good.
Yep.
Best goalie in the division, hot take, the Calgary Flames?
In the division this year, yes.
Right now.
Yeah. Generally speaking, no. There's two better goalies, but
right now, the best goalie is Jakob Markstrom.
Yep, sure.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And Vegas still feels like they're trying to establish some chemistry.
But they'll get there eventually. I think they're gonna heat up at the right time and I think they're making a deep run, to be honest. I think they're gonna take the Avs to 7 games in the third round. But we'll see.
See, we thought it was gonna be like, I mean, it was Vegas, Colorado, I guess, last year too.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Vegas has lost twice to Colorado since Eichel came back.
True.
I'm not saying that I don't like what Vegas is doing. I just like that Calgary and the other thing too, what was noticeable last year, I know Vegas lost to Montreal, but the reason Colorado did so well against St. Louis last year was just Colorado just had another level over the Blues that the Blues just could not keep up with.
Couldn't keep up with, yeah, absolutely.
Like the Blues could keep up with the Avs for like 40, 45 minutes. They couldn't keep up with them for 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
And that's going to be, I think, something that's going to be really interesting with Colorado and Vegas in the postseason. It's like, can any team keep up with them for 60 minutes?
I think the Knights in the West, the Knights are the closest team to do it, in my opinion.
I think it's Calgary and St. Louis. I mean, Calgary just beat Colorado over the weekend.
Yeah, true.
So
that was a great game.
Really fun game.
Yep.
Canucks passed the Oilers in the standings at some point.
Well, the Canucks got to pass the Ducks first, but
nobody cares about that. No, I
thanks.
Listen, this is more about me, talking about my Oilers hot take at the beginning of the year that they're going to miss the playoffs, and it's looking like I'm feeling very confident about that.
The more they got to keep losing, but
the more the Oilers play hockey, the more I like their chances of missing the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. And the Canucks are hot, or they've been better than they were before. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going to happen with all three of those teams, or the Canucks and the Ducks, to be honest.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Canucks.
Sure.
I don't think you do anything at the deadline.
I wouldn't. I would keep Miller.
I would keep Miller. I would keep Besser. I'd keep Garland. I'd keep all these guys that there's apparently rumors of going on right now. You buy out OEL. in the offseason to give yourself more cap space. You get some more valuable defensemen, because that's a Jim Benny mistake. You can get rid of that guy. That's a Jim Benny mistake. You can get rid of OEL, and the cap crunch that'll come 5 years down the line because you bought out OEL won't be Rutherford's or Patrick Alvin's problem, because they're not going to be the GM then either. So at that point, you just pass it on to the next guy, and you give yourself an opportunity to win now. And that's what I feel like with it, because you can't OEL's fine, but he's not worth his cap hit. And I just think if I'm the Canucks, I think you have enough core guys with Hughes, Miller, Besser, Petey, all the, not even I haven't even mentioned Hoglander and Podkolzin. According UC Lamico, is apparently a big star now.
Not really.
I got to talk to Canucks fans about that.
Yeah,
I think and they have the goalie. They have a goalie.
Demko's one of the best goalies, pound for pound, one of the best goalies in the league.
Yeah, so I'm if I'm the Canucks, I hold still at the deadline, and just make my moves in the offseason and make moves to give yourself more cap space.
Yeah, true.
OEL is a guy you can get rid of.
Absolutely.
Tucker Poolman is a guy you can get rid of.
I personally like how OEL's played this year. Poolman, definitely. I would move him because he's making money, and it's cap space that the Canucks could use other places. So I agree with that one. But OEL, expensive, yes, but he has been good. And he's been, without him, who the Canucks have to play defense? No one good. No one.
You can find what he's making, 7-8 million this year.
And
you buy.
It's a lot.
And then you could just buy him out for 2/3, and you can find that a more valuable defender with that cap space.
Okay. I don't think
with more competent management now than you had last summer with Jim Benny.
Sure. Fair enough.
Do you want to talk about your Ducks? They're kind of free falling here. The numbers are not looking great on the Ducks making the postseason.
Oh, percentage wise, it's not looking good. But again, this is the kind of team that can get hot quick. And when Gibson's hot, when actually both goalies are hot, they're hot. I know the boys have been missing Manson for a bit. He's been one of the more physical presences on the Ducks, and he's been missing for a couple of weeks now. So I know they've missed that aspect of their game. And if they might miss by, at least they're they're competitive this year, which has been fun to see. But if they don't make it, they don't make it. I don't think it'll be close, but I don't think they will.
Who's the Ducks backup goalie again?
Anthony Stolarz.
That's right. I totally knew that.
He has been very good this year, by the way.
I'm sure he has. Sure. My hot take with the Kraken, they're going to sell. They'll sell pieces here. Yeah. I think there's a lot of players who are in play here.
I agree. From Gio to, I'd even say Wenberg as well.
Gio, Wenberg,
Schwartz,
Vince Dunn.
Vince Dunn for sure.
Everly. A lot of the older guys, I think, are probably Cal Yonkroak, I think, is probably another guy who could get some interest.
You think Grubauer as well?
If the right offer comes along. I don't know which, I think you can make the argument that Grubauer is better than what his stats are shown. The defense is not great with the Kraken.
Yep.
But I don't know what team's willing to pay that price after. It would be such a low, because I don't think any GM would be confident to take such a little risk or take a lot of risk, but Seattle wouldn't want to take such little assets or get something so little back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Seattle would need to have enough to make it worthwhile. And I don't know if a GM is willing to give out something that would make it worthwhile. I don't think Colorado would be. No. Toronto, I don't think would be. I don't know any of these teams that would be willing to pay out something like that.
It'd be a lot too. And again, some of those teams might not have assets for that, right?
Exactly. We do a little trophy talk. I think the Calder is pretty well locked up. One Red Wing will get it. Some are even saying that Michael Bunting is a top 3 candidate right now, which kind of makes sense with the 2 Red Wings doing well, and then Michael Bunting. Scott, I don't know if there's another guy that you think is deserving of a Calder, trophy this year, but if you want to make a case for somebody, you're more than welcome to, but it'll probably fall on deaf ears.
Oh, I gotta have to go talking with you after this podcast. No, Trevor Zegras will win the Calder Trophy. There's no better option. Don't get me wrong, Moritz Seider has been excellent and he is very good, but Trevor Zegras is an elite hockey player. So
that's what they're saying about Michael Bunting too.
Yeah, but Michael Bunting plays with Matthews and Marner, so gets a little bit of an advantage. Zegras plays with Sonny Milano and Rickard Rakell. That doesn't sound like Matthews and Marner. I don't know about you, but I will say Seider's been very good, and as long as a Red Wing or a Duck wins the Calder, I'm happy because
here's the thing: it shouldn't be Michael Bunting.
No, definitely not.
It's either a Red Wing or Zegras,
yes.
And it's probably I don't know. I mean, the Red Wings might wash each other out. Like they might, some of the votes might.
That's what I'm worried about happening, like in that case. But I still think Seider's been more dominant and more impressive. Raymond's been very good, but I would say Seider's been more pivotal in Detroit's. They're not in the playoffs, but they've been better than they have in the years past, and he's a big part of why they've been better. And again, Zegras has been a huge component of the Ducks offense, and he's not the engine yet of that team, but he's close.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that, but probably a Red Wing. That's how I'm going to end on the Calder. Is there any other hockey talk you want to do? We'll do mailbag questions. We were going to do some baseball talk, but we'll save that later on because I'm sure Scott would love nothing more than to talk about baseball at 10 o'clock on a Monday night.
Oh yeah. Favorite thing to do. We'll save baseball for when we're actually missing ball games in
April.
Exactly.
I'm on record of saying like I'm willing to forgive this whole lockout. I'm willing to forgive everything if the Mariners win the World Series this year.
Yeah, fair enough. You'd love to see it. It'd be hilarious going with you to a World Series game in Seattle, and that would be just like it almost would be more comic relief, to be honest. Watching the stressed out Ian and the excited Ian and the sad E potentially.
You would get that's where my multiple personalities would come out is at a Mariners World Series in Safeco. Well, T-Mobile in T-Mobile. Seattle. My multiple personalities would come out so badly. It would be comical. It would be hilarious to some, and I would just. I think that would take years off my life. Like watching the Seahawks, I'm pretty sure it's taking years off my life. Probably 3 to 5 years. It's taken off my life at least. And a Mariners World Series game in person in Seattle would probably at least half that, maybe at the same rate.
If considering how long baseball games are, you'd probably grow gray hairs from the start to the end of it. To be honest,
I might have gray hairs by the time they actually get to the World Series game. That's the thing.
Yeah, true.
What's your mailbag question? What's our mailbag questions?
I've got 2 mailbag questions.
We did get one from SYP creator Fuji that we can't say on the podcast. So sorry, Fuji. I'll text you my answer later. But I think
Fuji probably knows the answer at this point.
Probably yes.
So my guy Matt Darley, he's a brother. Shout out Matt, friend of the pod.
Yeah.
He asks, is LeBron the GOAT?
I don't know. He scored 52 the other night.
And the Lakers won and fucking ruined selections, by the way.
I'm sure they did. That would have been hilarious. All those people seeing that. But then again, the Lakers lost tonight to Sacramento. Was it tonight? San Antonio. Sorry, they lost to San Antonio tonight.
Beat the Warriors Saturday and then lost to San tonight. Sounds about right.
We've had this. I was gonna say, I think we've had this conversation before. I always consider Michael Jordan the GOAT. It's Jordan and everybody. I've grown up with that. I still believe it.
Yeah. LeBron's one of the greatest athletes of all time, and I'd say he's the GOAT small forward. He's the GOAT 3, maybe.
Probably.
And we'll see what Kevin Durant does in the rest of his career, but I think it's LeBron at this point.
Probably LeBron, but in terms of what was his question? Is LeBron the GOAT?
Yeah, pretty. Yeah,
it's probably Jordan for me, and then anybody else.
Yeah, in terms of NBA GOATs, probably Jordan. I agree.
Yeah.
As well. Fuji asked me a question directly, and he asks, "What is the most overrated alcoholic beverage?" I would like you to go. Now, this is actually a good question. Overrated alcoholic beverage.
So for myself personally, I'm not a vodka guy.
Wow. Okay.
So it might be vodka.
But what kind of vodka though? Does it matter?
I mean, I don't think I know enough about alcohol to say that there's multiple vodkas. Like Pink Whitney. Are we talking Pink Whitney? Is that what you were referring to?
That's a different kind of drink, but
vodka itself, I'm gonna say, is just overrated. Like I don't want to having a drink with vodka in it is not my first choice. So I would probably choose beer, wine, whiskey, tequila.
Okay. Tequila. Nice.
Over
okay.
Vodka.
Fair enough. That's fair. You know what? Vodka, yeah, there's New Amsterdam, which is what Pink Whitney is essentially, Grey Goose, Smirnoff, and Ciroc. Like, yeah, fair. There's a lot of good options, but
you won't. Here's the thing: you won't see me unless it's like a gift for somebody. You won't see me buying Smirnoff or Grey Goose or Ciroc.
There you go. Fair enough. So vodka is Ian's most overrated alcohol. Damn, this is a tough one. I don't know. Most overrated. Molson Canadian. It's my hot take.
Is that overrated?
I just simply don't like Molson Canadian. It's just flat garbage beer, to be honest.
But that's like most of those. Like that's like Budweiser and Molson, and like Coors.
Yeah.
Like that's like all the like. The only and how do I like Molson is like not a boomer beer, but it's like an old person beer too, right?
Yeah,
like it's not. I don't think Molson is anybody's first choice for a beer. Like I don't think people are going unless you live in the boonies. You're not going like, hey, let's get some Molson.
That's fair. You know what? Yeah, fair enough. No, you're right. That's true. I just don't like Molson Canadian. I don't like it at all, and I think it's people that do like it. I think you're wrong. It's overrated. So, Molson Canadian is my answer.
Luckily, there's no old people who. I wonder how many old people listen to podcasts.
Define old, like over 40?
Oh no, I was thinking like senior citizens.
Oh,
like my grandparents.
Highly doubtful. I had a guy at the gas station I pulled up next to, and he was listening to Spit and Chicklets. I'm like, fuck yeah, like respect. But he was probably like late 30s, early 40s kind of thing.
That dude's probably still. That dude hasn't left Kelowna. He's probably from Kelowna.
Probably.
How old is his truck?
Oh, it was pretty new. It was a lifted F-150, I think.
Yeah, that dude's
lifted and yeah.
That dude's definitely lived in the Okanagan his entire life.
Yeah. Sounds about
right. I was gonna say, I think it's just old people who really like Molson. I don't think any young people, unless you're from the middle of nowhere, are gonna drink Molson. And you're only drinking Molson because it's cheap. Like me with Busch beer, I only drink Busch because it's cheap. I get best bang for my buck. It's not the greatest beer. I'm not gonna classify it as the greatest beer. Yeah. I just like the value I get from buying for spending $20 on a 15 pack.
Fair enough. There you go. Cheap beer.
Do you have an underrated alcohol?
Oh, ooh, that's tough. Stanley Park Brewing, I think,
Okay.
is my that or Stanley Park's not even underrated. It's just maybe not that common. Same with Copper Brewing as well. There's a really good. I had it on Saturday actually. Hazy Pale Ale.
Okay.
Copper Brewing fucking slaps. I'm
Are
gonna try.
are you are you becoming like an IPA guy?
No, I've always been IPA. IPA Pale Ale. That's me.
Okay.
That's me. That's always been me. People that know me,
Uh,
I'm definitely not a sour guy though. I'll tell you that for free.
I was gonna say I enjoy Fernie Brewing is
Okay.
like one of my go-tos.
Yeah. Is it
And
underrated? Bernie Brewing's pretty good.
I think it depends on where you are, because I think you in the Okanagan, I think will probably enjoy, like you'll see Fernie Brewing more than in like the mainland or on the island.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that is a good point.
And there's also, that's not the wine I'm looking for, but there's like this really nice Italian red wine that if you're looking for like a nice red wine,
Okay.
this is the one I would suggest. So all you wine guys, listen. I
Yeah.
think it's Masse Costa Serra, I believe is what it is.
Okay.
It's an Italian wine from the Veneto region.
Cool.
That would be my underrated. If you're looking for wine, that would be my thing. Scott, I ran long like I usually do. Any other final thoughts? Any other final hot takes? Anything else you want to promote before we head out here? How's your Kelowna Junior Rec Hockey League go?
Yeah, the league's great. Go follow us at KJRHL if you want to go check that out. Standings for up to date standings just got posted today. Things are looking good. We have playoffs in about a month. Just like it's basically 2-game playoff, like 1v4, 2v3, and then the winners play in the late game. The losers play in the bronze medal game. Should be good. And
your team's in first place.
We are first place. Yeah, Team Blue is in first place. We are 9-3-3. We came off a draw last night.
Which is almost an L.
Bit of almost an L. We should have. Well, we were up 5-2 going in the third. It was a bit of a controversial ending, but I won't get into that on the podcast. So, but yeah. Anyways, if you want to come check it out. We play Sunday nights. Come pack the barn because we're allowed to now. So.
Some say a draw is like kissing your sister, which is why I don't think some Americans didn't get into soccer.
Oh, that's controversial.
I'm just telling you what the internet has, told me in the past.
You're the messenger, and people are gonna try to shoot you because
I don't even have a sister, so I wouldn't even know what it's like. Drawing, that is. I always come out on top, except for the L's I had this past week, which we discussed earlier. So it's not even relevant. Scott, thank you very much for taking the time to do this. It's greatly appreciated. I think we'll be back next week. These next life is going to be really busy. I'm not even going to try and give a time frame. It's just life in general is going to be really busy. So we'll try and make more time for this.
Monday seems to work pretty well, I think.
Well, there's no football on. We're missing The Bachelor right now. Is what we're doing.
Are we really missing anything though? I haven't seen any of it, to be honest.
I haven't either, and it's not on my TV now, so I guess it's over. The Bachelor really is just about all the friends we made along the way. That's all what The Bachelor is about. Yeah. So there you go. That's a podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Check us out Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're gonna post this video on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll be back again soon. Peace out.